Oh, because you watch it.
Yeah.
Here, that one.
Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. Thank you everybody for joining us. We're a day earlier than usual.
Why did we decide the little things like slightly.
I'll fix it.
I was like, why?
Yeah, I told you
it
didn't
look
open
like
it right. Sorry, guys. Camera's a little messed up.
There you go. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. The lens thing wasn't open right. All right.
I have to get like.
Yeah. So we're here earlier than usual. We usually do it on Sunday. Why do we decide to do it early? Discuss.
Because
we're doing more stuff
celebrating
tomorrow.
Sandy's
Yeah.
birthday tomorrow.
No, but I mean, I just figured we'd be home before 8:30.
We might not.
That's true.
That
You
chance
never
of
know. So if
we're
you guys,
home by 4 in the afternoon.
I know we're like, I'm tired. It's 2:00. So if you want to check out the show Sliders, it's available to stream on Peacock, and if you want to purchase it, you can get it digitally on Apple, on the Apple Store, and also on Amazon Prime as well.
Yeah.
And then you can actually just buy if you want to buy the DVDs, they're available on Amazon. They have the whole collection, and then also they have. I bought mine on eBay, just because I like the universal versions of the DVDs, because you get a lot more behind the scenes stuff on there than you do with the other one.
Or at least I haven't seen any of the behind the scenes stuff. Have you seen it?
No. Bob, when before we started podcast, Bob was watching the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I made the assumption you were gonna use
Clips of it?
or not clips, but write down stuff from the behind the scenes, but you never have.
No, I mean we could always do a season wrap up or something.
That's true.
Oh,
We have
yeah,
to
I
wrap
guess
up
so.
next.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started with the show.
What if you could revisit brand new worlds right here from your headphones, where anything is possible? Same shows, different perspectives. We've found the gateway.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sliding Through Dimensions. We're a Sliders Rewatch podcast. Today we're going to be talking about season 2, episode, was it 12 or 13?
13.
Is it 13? Oh, okay. Yeah. 13, yeah. So it's the season finale of season 2. We finally got to the end.
That's it. That's 2 seasons done.
Well, it was a good
seasons
podcast.
It was nice working with you guys. I guess we'll see each other maybe in future endeavors.
So the episode 13 is entitled As Time Goes By. So original air date for that was July 12th, 1996. So what did you say? It was wasn't originally supposed to be the season finale. It was The Young and the Relentless was supposed to be the season finale.
Yeah.
And then this was like episode 6?
8
or 6?
I think it was 8.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna look again.
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I'm gonna look now. I'm taking it out. 2, 4, oh no, yeah, 6. Episode 6. It would have followed the good, the bad, and the wealthy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah.
It would have been El Cid, Love Gods, the good, the bad, and the wealthy, and then As Time Goes By.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So this season was kind of all over the place as far as like the order of the episodes, the way they were supposed to be, and the way they decided to air them.
Are we good after this?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know season 3?
I have to do a printout of season 3.
We thought we were going to be good like after
season. I made the
season 2.
That's what I thought, but no, it's still all over the place. Yeah. So I don't know.
Do you have the thing for season 3 yet?
I haven't printed it out yet.
Oh.
I mean, I have it. It's up on IMDb, but
no, you know what? We're not even set for season 3 because the first one we do for season 3 is Rules of the Game, right?
Yeah.
That's not the first episode. It's supposed to be Double Cross.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then who knows? They might have just screwed up the whole thing.
This whole series was never ran in order.
Yeah, I guess they decided to mess with all of them. Yeah. I mean, if they decided to mess with the first and second season, you would assume they would just do it with all of them.
Do they do that? Was that common with other shows?
No, I think it's specifically this show just because you're going in other worlds. Like, you have way more free reign.
Still some like
no, there isn't. There's barely any connection.
Not really.
For the most part, yeah.
There are a couple 2-parter episodes that obviously they had to show in order.
Yeah.
But as far as everything else goes, it's just kind of random.
I don't know. I feel like there have been talks about other things. I mean, especially with the first season where they had like similar clothing. They were jumping in the worlds with those clothes, you know?
Yeah.
Would they have done a 2-parter episode back there, or would it have been one big long episode, like a special episode?
No, they still did 2 parts back then.
Okay, it's not like how like Cartoon Network used to do like those big long episodes every once in a while?
Oh
No.
It would have been a cliffhanger because you were set for your time slot.
Yeah, so like a network TV, you had to like stick to your time slot, so
Yeah.
they would have to carry it over to the next week. Okay, so on this episode, the sliders find themselves running into the same people on each new world. One of them being Quinn's former love from high school, Daelin.
Shout out.
So
What was her name? Daelin?
yeah. Oh, Daelin.
Daelin. Yeah. I was like, I wrote something else down. Oh, I actually put Damon.
Oh my
Damon.
god! I
Oh
think
my
I
God.
would have also thought Damon. Yeah.
I wrote down Damon. Yeah.
Yeah. So Daelin Richards is her full name, played by Brooke Langton. Let me see what else she was in. She was also in. Oh yeah, that's right. She was in The Replacements, the one with Keanu Reeves. Remember the football one? She's the love interest of Keanu and the cheerleading squad.
I don't think I ever watched
You didn't watch
that.
that?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
that
It's
one
a
was good.
football movie.
That's a football movie. She was in Swingers, this other movie called The Last Ship, and Friday Night Lights, the TV series that was on NBC, and a few other things. But yeah, I just read the top ones that she was on there for. And then also we had
We got
Matthew Flint playing Dennis McMillan. And then you had the first appearance of Jerry O'Connell's brother, Charlie O'Connell.
he comes back.
First appearance.
played-
You see more of him?
No, this is the first time you see him.
Oh,
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, you will. You see him again.
I thought you were gonna go.
I'm
No,
just not
this
gonna
is
tell
the
you
only
who
time you
see
see
him after,
him.
then I couldn't spoil it for you guys. Yeah, Charlie O'Connell, who plays his actual real life brother. Yeah, he played Kit Richards, who played Daelin's brother in.
He
the
played
first
a
world.
brother, which is
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
He was someone's brother, just
Yeah,
not
that's
his
funny.
brother.
And I like how they did like a little thing, like where Quinn was like, "You look familiar."
Is there
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah. When
Oh,
he's
I
on the
didn't catch
car.
that.
is there
Yeah.
ever an episode of Sliders where they kind of get meta and they slide into a world where Sliders is the TV show?
Oh, that
Yes.
was-
They do.
Really?
Woo!
Yeah.
Is that where his brother comes
Xander,
into
you
play?
should just be a writer at
yes.
this point.
But
You'll see. I don't want to.
I can't wait for that. I was just wondering, like, there has to be a world where Sliders
Yeah.
is just.
Oh,
a
I
TV
thought
show.
or a show or a reality where they themselves are actors.
There's-
Watch.
Yeah.
You'll
Oh.
see. It's
That's
funny.
funny.
Okay.
It's like way later though.
Like season 5.
Season 5, yeah. So, what was your first?
Oh,
what are your
thoughts
thoughts on this episode?
I like the idea of it. I thought the concept of it was interesting, but I feel like the execution itself is very.
Oh, like them visiting 3 different worlds and like running into
And the
same
time
people?
thing. I like the
No.
time thing a lot.
I thought-
Actually,
yeah, I
that
thought
was
I
really
thought-
interesting to me.
Yeah, no. I thought there was definitely I thought some of the premises I think had potential, but I don't think it was I don't think the episode itself was that great.
Yeah, it was okay. I
It seemed
definitely
kinda
not
random.
season finale worthy for
Yeah.
sure.
No.
Like you could tell this like
There's
was
also
just
like
not.
no cliffhanger. I feel like a lot of the times they left you with a bit of a cliffhanger.
Oh, for like the
season.
next season. So at least like
Yeah.
at the end of season 1, there was like a cliffhanger and it led into
yeah.
season 2 where where Quinn gets shot.
Oh, that's
Young and
right.
Relentless.
Yeah,
Young
Yeah,
and
from Luck in
Relentless.
the Draw,
Was there
yeah.
any kind of cliffhanger there?
No, they just get out. Right? Like that's it.
No, not really. Everything kind of gets settled. Wade gets
Yeah.
arrested, and so does the henchman Gillette. They both get arrested, and
That's
then they just
right.
kind of they kind of retreat to the backyard and meet up with Quinn and meet up. They all meet up and slide out.
Mhm.
That was it.
The last shot is that the porch, the picture.
Oh, the picture. Yeah, the picture of
the
Wade and
that
Quinn together
and Wade together.
from that
But
world.
I still think that would have been a better
True.
That's his
last
yeah.
image. Yeah.
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 That would have been good.
Than the last image we got here.
True. True.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. What was my thoughts on this one? Yeah, it was okay.
I mean-
Very, like you were saying, very like soap opera.
Oh, like in
Like,
the middle?
just-
Yeah. The middle is very. I mean, I feel like the second world they go to is the most.
Some of the acting
opera.
on here was questionable as well.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Not anyone pertaining to the main cast, but just like
Yeah, all
other
the side characters.
were
Yeah.
like,
There's kind of a weak response from Quinn at some point.
Oh, I
in the
know.
episode.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
also thought that too. Yeah.
yeah. So it opens up. It's just like they're like in the looks like a
There's just like,
it's
on
like a
the-
business
on the
district, like
street.
just different like buildings and like stuff like that. And it says that there's like a little title that comes up. Where is it? New España.
Yeah, New Spain.
So this is like
Spain took, or the, so this
What
is
is
a world where Spain never gave up this side of the U.S.
yeah. So the whole U.S. like where they're
Or
at, as
Mexico?
far as where they're at, like San Francisco wise, is like still under like what Mexico rule or like
Well,
Spain rule.
Spain.
The
rule.
Spain
Yeah.
rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there, so it opens up there, and then see a bunch of people standing around, and then you got Quinn and the professor drinking some coffee, and they're basically
You're trying to get what?
They
Yeah.
almost look like they were at like a border wall, because it was just, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just a really high wall for some reason.
maybe there was like a border wall around somewhere.
know.
I don't know, but
But now that I think about it, that doesn't make sense.
yeah. So they were there. They're trying to get work, kind of like they're like basically doing their day
Day work,
laborers.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trying to just get. Well, here's the first time you see them like actually trying to find work to get money,
That's true.
Yeah.
which is weird because it didn't seem like they had that much time left there.
yeah,
Anyways.
they left like the next
Well,
day.
the next day.
Yeah.
The next day.
I guess
But I
maybe
guess
they
just-
try to bank up money, but then again,
But it's
those-
pesos. I guess you know to translate it over in San Fran.
Yeah, I
Mexico.
guess you
I
could go to the
don't
bank and
know.
Yeah,
but
that's
then there
true.
would have been like
Was it
well,
even-
it says pesos. I mean, they do say pesos, but you don't know if they're. I don't know.
like what their money
It'd be
situation
interesting
is.
to.
It was only 40 pesos too.
well per
No,
hour.
that's according to
Oh,
Quinn. No,
for-
no, sir. The going rate is 50 pesos.
Oh,
But I know the guy tries to
Lowball him.
Lowball him, yeah.
I mean, makes
Yeah.
sense.
But it doesn't make sense, I think, to bank money because you don't. Again, you don't know.
Oh,
if
with the
that
currency?
currency.
I
should
think for
be.
the most part, they've been through so many worlds at this point that they have a good like a good chance.
They
Like,
should
okay,
have
the
a
next
little-
world's just gonna be regular
You
money.
need that
Like,
thing
you know.
like in Back to the Future, Doc Brown. He's got that
Yeah.
little
Oh, is that
with different
suitcase?
types of
All
money.
those
different types.
But
Yeah.
see, his makes sense because it's
Yeah,
different,
it's just
you know,
like
so
by
It's
year.
different years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different
What does
years.
is that only in 3 or is that in 2 that he brings up the case of money? 3, right?
He gives it
No,
to him
2.
in
In
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He doesn't give him the case of money.
Well, he gives him the
He
cash.
opens
he
up the
goes
case and you
into-
see he's got
He's
like,
like, no,
money
this is my
from different years.
Years. Yeah.
We do get that joke again of like, so you're from another planet? No, well, not another planet or not another world.
Oh yeah, but you're jumping ahead there.
But
So-
I thought that was cute.
So they're there, just like a bunch of people, basically Americans, and then
Mm-mm.
Canadian.
oh yeah, sorry,
Canadians.
Canadians. That's right. Because you see
It's a random man.
just a random
Some
guy at
random
this point.
dude.
You don't know who he is. They were like, what was he saying? I don't know.
Talking
There was
about Vancouver. Keeping so. I'm just.
oh,
from
it's like because they were
Vancouver.
talking about the cold.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was talking about how it reminds him of the winters in Vancouver or the summer. Oh, what is the professor says something like
He
he's
makes
never
fun of
had
him,
a
doesn't he?
colder
Yeah.
summer, or he's never had a colder winter than a summer. No, that was a quote he says. from I
Yeah, the
forget
quote.
who.
I forget. I think he said Hemingway. I can't
Yeah. I think
remember.
yes. He's never had a colder summer in San Francisco.
No, a colder winter than a summer he spent in San Francisco or something.
Yeah.
like that.
Isn't
Yeah.
San Francisco? Yeah.
Yeah, so they're there, and the other guy who's there with them, he's basically, he's from Canada, and then he said something, and they get like,
They make
and
fun of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
the professor was
hostility
kind of
the
like
professor has
hostile
condescending.
towards him, and then
He hates
the
everyone.
guy's all like, "Yo,
Why?
yo, bro,
I'm
what's
telling you,
your
this
what's your
isn't our
problem?"
professor.
He's like, "I'm not your brothers, thank God."
Can we?
To what do you say, superior breeding or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was
I
really weird.
Also, the guy when he first talks, he has like the Canadian accent. By
Oh,
the way,
yeah,
he's
and
got
then
like that,
it's
and then the
immediately-
second, it's immediately gone. He just
And then he
sounds-
sounds like a California surfer. dude.
Yes, he does.
I was
Yeah.
like, all right. I guess that's a choice.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand the hostility that
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
professor
professor
has.
had
against
Yeah, I
him.
don't know.
But he was like somebody trying. What did he say? Somebody trying to make their gold in the new Silicon Valley or something.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Some tech person trying to, and I'm like, why? What?
Maybe tech's really big in this world. That's
I
what I
don't
mean.
know.
That's what
I
he made it
guess.
seem like.
Maybe.
Yeah. So this truck pulls up, and then this guy's like, he's looking for 2 guys, 40 pesos for the day, and that's when
Oh,
Quinn
shit, I thought you
says,
said hour. Oh,
uh,
that makes sense.
for the
"Yeah,
day.
it's usually like a daily rate
Yeah.
thing." And then that's when Quinn says, "No, the going rate is 50 pesos." And then he's all like, "Who wants a job? 40 pesos right now." And then right as like I'm assuming
People are
2
gonna start
guys were gonna
running
just
over.
take it.
Yeah.
That's when immigration shows up. You can kind of see him coming down the street, and I
Mhm.
think Rembrandt notices it. So
Okay.
we got trouble, and then you just get like then they just get swarmed by immigration, and everybody
Yeah.
just kind of scatters, which I thought was weird because I was like, wouldn't you
would
guys try to
stick together? Stick
together?
together.
So you
Oh,
got
yeah.
Quinn kind of going
I
off
guess
on his
it's
own.
kind
And
of easier
I guess
though
like
for
scatter.
them
Maybe
to,
they have like a meetup spot.
well,
The
yeah, they
Dominion.
always have a meetup.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think they've consistently have said that their meetup spot is always the park.
For when they actually tell.
Oh, before they slide.
Yeah.
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 So they always know that if they end up separating, their
They meet
meetup
at the
point is
park.
always the park, no matter what.
Yeah.
But because it is easier to scatter and them not to catch you than for all four of you to go somewhere and then
True.
you get
And
yeah.
then you'll get cornered. So
Yeah.
Quinn, which is, and then the only person who really scattered was Quinn, because Quinn went off on his own, and then when Rembrandt, Wade, and the professor kind of go off into one direction, you kind of see them go, and you can kind of tell they get stopped, and then Quinn jumps over this truck, and then
Yeah,
falls.
that's sort of thing. He falls and he hits his head.
Did he hit his head? I didn't see him.
Yeah,
Like,
he hit his head.
Yeah,
he
he hits
fell.
and
his
then he
head.
was even like, and he even holds his head to show you that his head got hit.
He's got like the little bleeding. You can see like there's blood coming out of his head.
yeah. So he,
Which was weird. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, so he falls, and then like the guy in the truck just kind of looks at him. They don't get out to grab him. He's just like on his megaphone,
So
Yelling
he
at
fell.
him.
Grab him.
and then so Quinn gets up and keeps on running, and he starts running down this alley, and then
And you
he
get-
drops like a bunch of pallets in their way, so it kind of stops him, and then you just kind of hear the guy in the truck yelling at the driver. He's all like, he's like, oh, I forget what he tells him.
Oh, I'm
been
gonna
like-
get
he's-
you. I don't know. He does yell at
he is
something.
yelling at Quinn
And
though
I think he
too.
calls him a cabron.
Maybe.
Oh, he's something like, "How dare you come into my country?" or something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
they,
yeah.
I mean, so Quinn
Come
gets
back to-
away,
Canada, I guess.
and he keeps on running, and then he goes down
We
this
do
one
see the
street.
professor get taken though.
Yes, you do see the
Yeah.
professor, Wade, and Rembrandt. You kind of tell they
Oh,
all
do
got.
you see Wade and Rembrandt?
Yeah, 'cause
in
they're all
that? I only
together.
saw the professor.
Well, I think you just kind of. Oh, I don't know. Remember
you
if
just
you
kind
see
of
them, you just kind of
assume?
assume
You just
because they
assume
were
they've
all
all
together.
been there. Yeah.
So they're all caught, and then Quinn keeps on. What was that? Oh, okay, I thought somebody was
no,
knocking on the door.
I know. That was right.
So then Quinn keeps on running, and he goes down this one street, and then he kind of goes like down this like along this like cobble wall, and then kind of hides around the corner, and you see the immigration truck pass by, and then they just kind of don't. They stop, take a look down, and then don't see him, and then just continue on.
Then
So
you
then-
get the opening.
Does the opening start right there?
Yeah, the opening starts there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then you get the usual opening, and then it comes back, and then it's Quinn. He kind of jumps over that wall that he was.
I
Or
thought
it's
that
like
was
a
a
gate.
church, by the way.
Yeah, right. It did look like a church grounds or
Yeah.
something like that. I guess it was just like a big house or something, big mansion.
I guess it ends up being an estate, but I initially thought he was in a church.
Yeah, or even the wall. Like the wall kind of gave like graveyard vibes. Like
Yeah,
it was a
it
graveyard
did.
or something. But yeah, so he jumps over the gate, and then he falls down, and then he gets up, and then you see these two Rottweilers come running up to him,
Yeah,
and he's just kind of like,
that's when
"Ah."
I was like, I guess this isn't a church because
Yeah.
churches usually don't
That
have
don't
guard
have
dogs, right?
dogs. Yeah. So then he just kind of stops right there, and then this maid comes running down and tells the dogs to stop, and they kind of stand off. And then he notices her, and he calls her Daelin,
Yeah.
and then he kind of like passes out.
So, do you think that pass out was from the head?
Because the head
again?
injury,
Yeah, I would assume
'Cause
so.
then-
He falls again on his head, doesn't he? When he climbs
Oh
over.
yeah,
He falls
he,
again on
he
it.
falls.
Yeah.
He messes up his leg or something when he falls. But he injures himself again in that fall too.
Yeah. And then he's got like a little bit of blood coming down on
Yeah.
his forehead. So she like kind of he passes out, and then she kind of, I guess, I'm assuming. Do you think she didn't carry him, right? She probably had the gardener help her, because remember later on.
Oh, the brother?
No,
I
not the
don't
brother. I think
know.
somebody else. Or you think
I
she
think-
dragged him in
Or
there?
the boyfriend?
Maybe
No?
she did drag him.
I think she just dragged him in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She got the dog. She's like, drag him by his
Yeah.
legs.
Oh, so he wakes up. So after he wakes up in the bed, right?
Yeah, and then he's
And
stripped
he's
naked in his
in
underwear.
his boxers
Boxers.
again.
Yeah.
This fool was like in his boxers
Let the
again.
cleanest clothes.
Did she? Yeah. Did she take his clothes off?
Yeah, she would have to.
Well,
Because
she's
she
naked.
bandaged up his leg.
Oh, why is his leg bandaged too? By
Because
the
you said
way,
he hurt his leg.
Fucked up his
I
leg
know,
in
but
the
what
wall.
was up with
I
the-
don't know. I don't know.
That's
I guess she
rough.
felt the need to strip him down and say, "Oh my God, his
Well, I'm
legs."
assuming she's also going to clean his clothes. They've been
Yeah,
working
maybe.
for the past time they've been there.
I guess
They can't spend their money on laundry or anything because they have to save it.
But
up
she
for other
doesn't
stuff.
know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
But-
she's a maid. I think it's part like it's all part of the
I
like,
think they
maid
just wanted to
duties
get
is to do the laundry of people.
O'Connell naked again.
This-
Jerry
Like,
O'Connell's
that's what
like, take
they're
off
just
your,
like-
take off. The girls love it when you're in your boxers.
And again, do you think he's flexing that whole time that you see him? Because
Nah,
he is
man.
kind of cut a bit, and I
Uh-huh.
wonder if he's just, and he doesn't move a lot, so I do wonder if
No
he's just
sugar,
like,
bro. No carbs.
Uh,
That's
maybe.
all. That's all
if
Jerry
he's just
O'Connell
like
That's all
right there.
Jerry.
flexing the whole time. If I ever meet him, that's gonna be my question.
Yeah, so he kind of wakes up and goes to grab a glass of water and just knocks it over, and
Oh,
then
that's right, he
and then
drinks
Daelin comes in. She's all like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Real
And
quick
then-
though,
what?
should he have fallen asleep? Did he have a concussion? Should he
Don't
have
know.
not fallen asleep?
Who
What's in the back of
knows?
his head, bro?
Who knows? Maybe not. But like she's all like, oh, she's like, don't make too much noise, and like he kind of goes to like turn around on the bed, and he hits his head on the headboard
Again? I didn't catch
and then
that.
she grabs the pillow and puts it like right there behind his head.
Jesus.
And then she's all like, "How did you know my name?" And you called me Daelin out there. I was like, "I don't know why you had to say your name again, but okay."
She's all, just in case you guys
Just in
didn't
case
catch
you didn't
it.
know, I'm Daelin.
I didn't
It's
catch it the
Daelin.
first time, so I'm glad you did. Yeah.
So apparently, she is on
A
this
long
world. If
line.
she's a and
Friend.
on their world, on his world, but yeah, that's his high school sweetheart. That I guess
That
had-
we've never
That they
Never
never
heard of,
mentioned.
never
Yeah.
mentioned.
that he's never ever said anything, and all of
Need
a
a
sudden
plot
he's
point.
been holding a candle for her this whole time, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
or
yeah,
a
I
torch,
guess-
holding a torch, carrying a torch for her this whole time.
yeah. So I guess on this world, in his world, they were like they were dating in high school, and she
Well, I
moved
guess
away.
they were longtime friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grew up together,
Longtime friends, yeah.
and then dated in high school, and then she moved away. Like what, in 10th grade? He said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And
yeah,
then he
he-
says that line, "My heart broke when you moved away."
yeah. So
Before
apparently
that,
he was
though,
in love with her.
Before that, though, he tells a story about how he had 100 cops.
What?
There was talking about, because she was like, "What happened to you? Why are you beat up?"
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we were working for
Oh,
pay." And,
yeah.
and then he goes, and 100 cops showed up, and I'm like,
Not
"Calm down."
100.
There's like 20 maybe. At
Yeah.
The most.
Oh yeah.
Like-
And he was saying that they were looking for work, and the
oh,
the
because I think he
immigration
asked
showed
her
up.
who
Yeah.
the person, or was that after?
What are you talking about?
He asked her who the person in the photo was. She had a photo on her like bedside table.
You mean he asked her?
Yeah, that's why I said he asked her.
Oh yeah, and he said that was my fiance. He's like, oh, he was that her fiance. I guess
Could've been
we found out his
taken.
name is Dennis.
Yeah.
Was also there with them when they were looking for work and got taken by immigration.
Mhm.
And then she was all concerned.
Oh, so
and
should
then-
he have told her that?
Why not?
Yeah.
What's the
why?
big deal?
Well, why
Same
do why say that? We used to go to school. It's because we went to school together.
Oh, you mean
'Cause she's
that? I
all
thought you were
like-
talking about.
Oh no no!
like Dennis.
Should he have told him? Because then
I don't know.
Yeah, it works
Probably
out
not.
every
we went to
time.
school together and be like, "What are you talking? Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah, I mean, he
I mean,
he
obviously
should have
the
known that
story
she.
is set
Yeah,
for
it's for the
us,
story, but as far as
but-
yeah, obviously no, he shouldn't have said that because I mean, she's obviously not going to know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Because obviously on this world, she has no idea who he is. They've never met.
But I don't know.
But yeah, so
A lot of weird choices, I think.
Yeah,
in
so
this
she finds
episode.
out, that her fiance was taken by immigration, and then you hear somebody knocking on the door, which is basically it's the lady of the house,
Yeah,
asking her to open the door, and then so
because she was told that there was a dude in there by the gardener.
yeah, the gardener told her that there was a man in there,
Shit.
so she has
I
Quinn
know,
go.
right? I'd be like, "What's it to you?"
We're on the
fool?"
same team, man.
I know.
She just yells out the window, "You rat!" So
Well, you think always.
we got someone in the comments here. I try to mention the comments if I try to remember to look at them. It's from Noticer. Just said hi. Just waved a little hi. Hello.
Hello.
So she has Quinn go hide like in the cellar real quick. So
That's
She doesn't see
interesting.
him.
She also has a cellar in her own quarters.
is it her quarters? I guess it's
Well, yeah, because
yeah, I guess,
the
I guess that's
picture
her
was
bed,
there.
right? That's true. Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe she has access to the cellar and it leads into like from her quarters into the main house.
Maybe. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know how estates
Yeah,
work. Really.
who knows? So I think so she comes in and she the lady of the house notices the picture. She's like, "Who's that man?" She's like, "Oh, that's my fiance. He's going to school to be a doctor like your husband." And then
Like the mister.
like the mister, yeah, which basically her husband.
Yeah.
And what does she say to her? The lady of the house says something to her. Oh, like, oh, you surprised me or something like that. I don't
does
know.
she?
Yeah,
I just remember her being like, "We gotta go talk about that bathroom." Because I guess she
bathroom?
didn't. Yeah, she
Oh,
like
she
the
didn't clean the
upstairs
bathroom?
bathroom. I guess she didn't like the way that she cleaned her tile.
Oh, she's like, you didn't get in there with a toothbrush and clean
I
that
know.
grout.
She's like,
Disgusting.
"Grout's dirty," and so she like that's how they end up. That's how they end up going out of her.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess so Quinn doesn't get caught. Yeah, and then it kind of cuts from there, and then it goes to the professor and them, and they're in court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're being arraigned for. I guess they're going to be deported unless they.
Yes, back to
Back
Canada.
to Canada, yeah.
Yeah. What does the lawyer ask the professor if they came here? Like, oh, if they were
Under duress,
under-
or not
yeah,
duress,
just like
but
Yeah, under duress. Like,
okay.
just to
But
see
what-
if
and
they can
again,
get
they're so
get asylum or
truthful.
something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, were you seeking asylum? Was it? Are you guys in trouble if you go back? And they're like, no, not
No,
really.
not really.
Why are they saying the truth?
Yeah, they don't got
I don't
long,
know. I know, right? So she's just like, give me something to work with, you know?
And they're just like,
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
know. They just really, I guess, because they're like, I don't know.
I guess
They
their
need to
thought
get out,
is
though, because
that
they need to
they're-
find Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, you should have come up with something so that you could get released, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, another weird little.
So then, like, she tries to plead with them with the judge, and the judge is all like, "You're gonna be deported back to Canada.
Yeah.
You guys are going back to Canada."
Mhm.
She's like, I fought for you. Sorry.
Yeah, she's all, you see that right there? I tried to fight for you.
I mean, she did try.
She
though.
did.
yeah.
They weren't giving her anything though.
I
so-
We get to see
know.
in the scene. We also get to see what the flag of this world looks
Oh,
like.
yeah.
Which
Oh, yeah, in
is
the
it's
background.
green, and it's the corner is red, and the stars are 13, like the 13 colonies.
So it's very reminiscent of
Yeah.
like the first American flag
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
the 13 original colonies,
Yeah.
stars
Yeah.
and everything, just like different color scheme, green and red. With the stars yellow? Are the yellow stars?
So then,
Probably
do you think
Or what?
they?
I don't know.
Did I still these smart?
Do you think
Maybe.
they?
13 states. There's 13
I think
colonies.
there's 13 states. No, do you think they seceded from Spain?
So they're from España.
But then, yeah,
They're
no,
from
but that
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
don't
so
know.
is it still under Spain rule, or is this like?
I think it's part.
Or
it's part-
this is like USA but Spain instead of
Maybe
England.
they never
Oh,
go
maybe.
too into it.
Yeah.
I know,
So
they
you don't
don't.
really get like a grasp of like what the whole situation is.
Mhm.
Yeah, so then so obviously they're gonna get deported, and then it cuts back to Daelin and Quinn, and he obviously just told her like the whole story about where he's from and like the multiple
Why?
dimensions, and she has a timer in her hand. She's all
He
like,
tells it to everyone.
yeah, I'm all like, hey, tell it to
He's
everybody.
literally trying to like show off to her. He's all, I just travel around dimensions and
Yeah,
stuff.
so and
He's
he-
pretty smart.
So he pretty much tells her like, oh, in our world, we're part of the United States and we're the most powerful.
God,
Oh
the
my
glazing
God,
of the
yeah.
fucking U.S. in this
I
part.
know. Oh God, I'm like, calm down,
Yeah.
Quinn. He's making it seem like our world was a utopia compared to like where she's from, just because she's a maid. Like,
She's like, look, I got a steady job. I
I
live in a great
know,
place. What are you
like-
talking about? I'm pretty good. And then I think he like kind of like says you should come with us.
yeah,
Yeah.
why?
I don't
When she
know.
could have the life she does.
He just didn't like the thought of her not being
Or being
uh,
so
uh,
put down. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, like,
But obviously she didn't want to go because she's got her fiance.
oh yeah, she's like, oh, can my fiance come? And he's
He's
like,
all-
yeah, I guess maybe, I don't know.
Well, it's funny because like they're all like, oh, my brother's gonna. I have somebody who can help us. And he's all like,
He does, yeah.
Quinn's all like, all right, well, let's find my friends, and then maybe if we have time, we'll find your,
Yeah.
your fiance.
Like he just wants to essentially kidnap her from her fiance. It's just bless you, but it's just weird that yeah, like I guess maybe he doesn't like the thought of her not being a citizen from where she's living.
I don't know.
And he's like, let me take you away.
Yeah.
He's all, let me better your life. Come with me.
Which is this a better life? It's not necessarily
No,
a better
not
life.
necessarily. And like, even if you did get her back home, now there's two Daelins. How's she gonna work? What are you gonna do? You're gonna support her?
He doesn't know if there's two Daelins.
This is the next row.
That other
No,
in his
from their
original, I
world,
know,
if they
but
ever
in
get
his
home.
original
Oh.
world, she might be dead. He doesn't know. Apparently, he's loved her all this time, but he's never looked her up.
That's true. I guess.
Like,
Well, oh, she moved to Seattle, right? Is that what he said?
Something like
Yeah.
that. She moved somewhere.
Yeah, she moved somewhere.
Oh, I think it was Seattle.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking
It's a flight.
take a flight.
It's a single
flight.
Jesus.
He's acting
Um,
like if she moved to an uncharted island. I don't know.
You moved to Bora Bora. I could never get up there.
Couldn't get my visa.
So then it
It cuts
no, I think it cuts to like outside, and then a car pulls up, and then they get in.
I guess they've been
Yeah,
scheming.
it's night. Well, I mean, it's already nighttime because they were
They were by
chit-chatting
like a
right by the fire
weren't
inside
they?
her
It was like a-
quarters.
yeah,
She had a nice spot, man.
it was, and he wants to take her away from that to do what?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I
to
guess
be chased by Chromax? He's
I
crazy.
know, right? So then they get in the car, and she introduces
He
Quinn
introduces
to-
him to his brother.
no, I know she introduces him to his own brother. Yeah, that's when you see Charlie O'Connell plays Dalen's brother
Looks
in here.
like him.
Yeah, he
Sounds like
definitely
him.
looks like him.
Yeah.
So I guess Kit has connections, and they're gonna go stop the deportation bus,
Yeah.
and then kind of get everybody out.
Yeah.
So
Cuts the day.
yeah, then no. So from there, it just kind of cuts back to
the professor.
the professor and them. They're at this like a facility, and they're loading everybody onto the bus. To,
I like
Oh,
how
that's right.
Start
Yeah. They're going
transportation.
downstairs.
I like how the
Yeah.
part that Rembrandt's mad about is that they got them up at 5
At 5
o'clock in the morning
morning.
to get to
I'm all like,
Oregon.
yeah, man. They get you up early. You gotta go. So they load everybody up into the bus. They're en routes, and then it's daylight at some point. So they must have been driving for
like
a
a-
They
couple
love to
hours.
cut-
It's
They
like an
love to
hour.
cut
Yeah,
these
so they're-
like day and nighttime scenes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. So obviously it's cutting close to the
But I guess-
slide time.
I guess
Yeah,
five,
that's true.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because
But I guess 5 o'clock is early. I guess the sun would have
We'll be up by
naturally
6.
started out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're driving down, and then this other truck pulls up in front of the bus, and then
Yeah.
a bunch of guys get out, and then they all have guns, and
fucking
and then
guards
I know the guards
by
just
way.
come out of the bus.
They can
They're like,
see
"What's
their
going on
steps
here?"
before they fucking turn the corner.
I
too.
know.
Like,
They get out. They're like, "What's going on here?" And then the guys pull the guns, and they have everybody get off. Everybody just starts getting off of the bus.
everybody.
They don't
right?
even.
I was
tell them
trying
to get
think
out.
of- I thought maybe I had
you
missed
see the two guards.
somebody
get
go
fucking
in
full
there
gun
to
pointed
get
at
them.
Oh yeah. Well, what Kit grabs one of them and holds a knife to his neck.
them. Oh,
He means business.
He's all like, "All right," and so everybody gets out, and then the professor and them see Quinn. He's like, oh no, Wade was all like, "Oh, I knew you would be here," or something like that. And then the professor's all like, cutting it close. As always.
I think they had like 10 minutes or something.
yeah. It was really
Because
yeah.
he tells them like, oh, he's like, oh, we still got 10 minutes. It's fine.
I know, which the 10 minutes went by quick.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
It's two.
Yeah, so
10
then,
minutes is like a minute. A minute is like 10 minutes, apparently.
yeah, so
So-
Daelin reunites with Dennis, and then they're all hugging and everything, and then a whole bunch of border patrols guys, immigration show up, and everybody pulls out their guns, and it's like a big old standoff. And then you find out that Dennis actually sold them out because he
Fucking
knew about the
rat.
whole plan that
How did
she was gonna
tell
do.
him?
I don't know. They must have been in contact or something, but
Maybe.
he ratted everybody out because they promised him a green card. And
Yeah.
she was all upset. She's like, "Why would you do that?" And then I don't know. So one thing happens, and then
Somebody. Oh,
Oh,
somebody shoots somebody. And then,
Chris O'Connell. Or
Yeah,
the
and
other
then
one.
he
yeah,
gets shot.
Charlie
Charlie.
O'Connell character, Kit gets her brother gets
her
shot.
brother gets shot.
And then it's time to open the portal. So they open the portal, and then they start jumping in. And then Quinn's all like, "Come with us." She's like, "He's gonna die." And then
He's
kinda
also just come on.
"Just leave him. He's dead already. Just leave him there."
Okay, he should have been like, yeah. So it doesn't matter. Let's go.
Yeah. So he kind of looks disappointed that she's not gonna come, obviously. And she's all like, "Oh my god." It was some bad acting right there.
Yeah.
I
So-
know she didn't seem that distraught that her brother was dying.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, gotten shot.
She just kind of like held him like he was gonna fall asleep.
Freaking immigration was more concerned that he was shot.
I know.
Because that guy went up, he was all like, "Oh," went to go
That's
check on him.
true. He was. And she was just kind of hugging
she was just
him,
kinda, like,
staring at
holding
like
him.
Quinn a little bit.
She was all like, "Guys,
Maybe she. I know she's all hurry up and die so I can go with Quinn
I'm gonna go with this guy."
with the stranger. I don't know. I thought that was. I mean, I guess at that point she should go with him because now you're in trouble. You know.
Yeah,
Now
you're-
you're gonna. Now you're
Well,
gonna
I
go-
don't know. Hopefully,
Or you
you
might get
hope
deported
that.
to Canada. I don't know.
Yeah, you
What
hope
was wrong
that.
with Canada? You think?
Don't know.
I'm assuming
I-
they have their own version of a cartel. I'm assuming it's literally just a flip.
They
That would
made
be-
it
yeah, that's
sound
true.
like when they were in court and she was trying to get some information from them, she was making it sound like Canada was like a very like poverty
It's
country.
just supposed to be what Mexico is.
To us, that's true.
It's like a third world country or something.
Yeah.
Like it.
But yeah, so he obviously was disappointed, so they jump into the portal, and then end up in this
Sort of. I guess the park. It looks.
yeah, they land in the same area, obviously, where they went in, and then it just cuts to them like they're like in a bar. They're in the bar. They're inside the lamplighter.
Oh yes,
because it's Quinn and Rembrandt,
They're
and they're
talking.
having a beer and they're talking about
Remember talking about the girl he got.
Yeah.
that big age difference too. He said
What did he
that
say?
he was 17, she was 29. Remember?
You could have had a
Oh!
chance.
That was Rembrandt's story.
That was Rembrandt's story.
I thought you were talking about
Oh,
Quinn
Daelin
and his
and
girl.
Quinn-
And I was
no,
like,
no,
how
no.
are they high school sweethearts?
No.
You're right. Yeah.
No, yeah.
But I think
He's
that was the
just-
joke of it, right?
Yeah.
Is like, oh yeah, I was 17, she was 29. It's like,
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Quinn is hung up on this, and I was like,
on her, yeah, right.
and I was just kind of like, dude, it's high school. Get over it. He seems
Hey,
like
bro,
he's
he's in the mourning process right now.
I
Let
would
him be,
imagine-
bro.
How old is Quinn? Do we kind of know how old he is?
You know how for every month they were together, he has to wait 1 year.
Because okay, at this point he's not. At this point he's
That's how it
probably going into his like masters, right? So he's probably past the 4 years of college
No,
already.
he's not going for his master's.
I don't know.
He's in regular college just to get his first degree.
That fool is not
No.
19.
He's going for like his bachelor's. He's supposed to be like 20.
No, how old? We know how old they are because we
Well, he's
saw-
obviously old enough to drink because he's drinking a beer right here.
Yeah,
so he's
right.
over
He's
20.
got his fake ID on his ass.
Carries that
shit keeps
everywhere.
it.
If I had
Yes.
to take a guess, I'd say maybe like 24, 25, something.
24, 25.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years. Oh no,
Whoa.
it's been 8 years.
That's funny.
Uh-huh.
And you never tried
Up
to
to
look
17,
her up.
right?
Oh, look her up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
No,
he said
I-
he
I
moved,
think
she
like
moved
about his
away.
degree.
She moved away in 10th grade.
I think what it is that he obviously he did probably forget about her, and then when he saw her, like all those like feelings came flooding back, and he like remembered like how much he really liked her.
Obviously not enough to look
I
her
don't-
up though.
Well, I'm saying it didn't hit him again
it
until
was
he saw
gone,
her.
He's
again.
like,
man.
damn, now that I'm looking at you, you
Pretty
aged
good.
pretty well.
He's all, Wade, you are nuts.
I know. I know. What happened to his like whole thing with Wade?
He's like, nah, Wade.
I
who-
love how he's really into Wade until there's somebody else in the picture.
Yeah.
Then Wade is just like,
And I
a
like
Wade's
throw
the
to
second
him.
choice.
and I like how he like didn't see it an issue with like him discussing it with everybody else to bring her along.
Oh, I know. He's like, just come with us.
Just come with us. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I get.
Everybody
see,
will love you.
He probably is like, I'm the leader of this group. I get to make the decisions.
When it
I
comes
made
to
the timer.
romance.
I made everybody come in.
He's I'm the one
free,
holding the timer this time.
Yeah.
So I get to make the decisions.
Yeah, so he's
And
telling,
then he's like, I should have just grabbed her and made her come.
oh,
And
I
was
know
like,
that was
you
weird.
mean
He
kidnap
kidnapped
her? Like what?
It's dimensional. That's not how that works.
He's all like, no, it's
Dimensional
cool.
kidnapping, bro.
It's so weird. I don't
Kidnapping's
know.
legal on this world.
He's like too obsessed with her. I think.
Yeah.
Get
So
over
then,
it.
Yeah.
Rembrandt tells
He
him,
finishes.
he's all like,
he just tells the
he's
story.
like, why don't you look her up? Maybe maybe
Oh,
she's
yeah,
here
this
on
is
this
the
world.
phone
He's
book
like,
right
yeah.
there.
Like why? This
'Cause
is
what?
like your chick. Like,
This world that they're on, they're only here for like 2 hours.
I know. that was
oh
the
yeah,
other thing.
7 hours. 7 hours.
Yeah, but at this
7
point,
hours?
it's probably
7
like 2
hours,
hours
he said.
left, bro.
I know at this point it's like 13 minutes. He's like, yeah, let me go find her.
Yeah. So he does
Also,
decide
what are
to
you
look
gonna
her
do
up.
when you find her?
We find out. We see what he does.
Like,
We see what he does.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
we see what he does, but what's your plan here? What's your goal here? What's
I
your
don't know.
what's your
Maybe
end
he just
goal,
wanted to
Quinn?
see her to get some kind of closure.
Closure,
I
Yeah,
think he
something
was like, I'm tired of looking at.
So
Wade.
I don't even think he calls her. I think he looks up her number
Goes straight
and
to her
information
house.
and just goes to her house and just
Fucked
goes and
up.
knocks. So
Which
he goes,
is another creepy.
he knocks
thing
on
to do.
her door,
Yeah.
and then she sees him, and you can tell she was crying. and then he sees her, and then
And
she's
you
all
can
like,
tell she's kind of like
She's all
not
like-
living a good life because her hair is kind of fucked up.
What? Because her hair is punk,
Yeah.
she's
bro?
semi dreaded.
She's been crying,
grunge.
and her
She's
hair is
grunge, man.
kind
It's
of
90s
greasy.
grunge.
Yeah, she's rocking that grunge.
So she's having a rough life.
Yeah.
Here.
So
Yeah.
and then on this world, it seems like she did know him. So she's noticed. She's
Yeah.
like, Quinn, what are you doing here? And then he kind of
he comes inside.
yeah. So I guess we find out on this world, the Quinn of this world
the
was the one
reverse.
who moved. Yeah, and then she
And
never.
then she. And
What
then
What are the
she's-
odds?
I know. And then she does that line where she was like, "It broke my heart when you left." And then I noticed you guys are wearing the same shirt.
Yeah,
Is she
right.
just
They're both
Quinn in
wearing
this
like
world?
flannel.
It is
Both
very
like same
similar
color.
flannel
almost the
shirts.
same
Yeah.
pattern.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah,
the same color.
yeah. The
Like-
color might have been the same. But yeah. So she. So he's like. What did they go into this whole story?
Oh, she's
About-
like the relationship she's in, right?
No,
Yeah.
you don't know
No.
she's in a relationship right
I
now
guess you can just
until
tell. You can tell though.
I forget
Obviously,
what's
she's in a relationship.
Dennis?
And
no, what does
obviously it's a
Quinn say
bad
to her?
relationship.
Like, well, they were just having.
No. They're talking.
Who knows?
I don't
at
know.
this-
Yeah, this
I'm
Earth to
telling
me
you,
is like I gave literally zero shits about
I
this
also
Earth.
didn't care about this
Oh, this character?
storyline.
Yeah.
I thought it was a weird storyline to go down, so I was kind of like, man, whatever. Let's just
He can just tell that she's in a bad situation.
Yeah.
That's the basically the sum of their conversation.
Yeah, so they're there for a little bit talking. She gives them
Mm-hmm.
something to drink, and then you hear like a car pull up, and then she's all like, "Oh
Door
no!"
slam.
So, well, he goes and grabs her face. Looks like he was gonna kiss her. She's like,
Jesus, this fool.
Oh.
The game is great.
God.
and then she
God.
hears the car show up, and then she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, it's Dennis." And then she's all like, "Dennis." She's like,
What,
"Yeah."
she's
sorry,
over.
what was the episode before this? That should have been. What did I say? The good, the bad, right?
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the wealthy.
What? What about it?
Oh, okay. No, I was trying to figure out where his love story was with Wade at this point.
Well, they're always just messing around here and there.
Yeah.
Nothing serious.
Yeah.
I guess out of her prospects, she's like, I got Rembrandt, the professor, and you. Might as well.
So I guess in this world she's also with Dennis. She's married to him in this world, and he's kind of like he seems kind of like a loser because he's just like
He's in a
He's
bad.
in a
He
bad
quit.
man.
And you can tell he's a bad boyfriend.
yeah, very like verbally abusive and also physically.
Yeah.
She's all like oh, he's all like, who's this?
He's like
She's
yelling
"Oh,
at her.
this is yeah, he's yelling at her.
house.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she tells him to like keep it down because the baby's asleep. And then you find out she has a baby as well.
Of course.
And that's when Quinn checks out.
he's all
He's
like,
like,
Oh!
she goes, baggage?
She's
No,
married
thank
and
you.
she has a
Prego?
baby?
Was Prego? Someone tap that.
I know. He's like, you're
but
not
no,
pure?
that still didn't turn him down because he still wanted to take her with him.
No,
and then,
he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
he does once.
He doesn't.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
He
You're right.
doesn't.
He does.
He doesn't. As
He
soon
wants
as
to help her out of that situation.
He was okay. Yeah, he's willing to. He wants to remove her from this abusive relationship.
no,
Obviously,
but I think
because
he had mentioned to her about like coming with her.
And then Quinn.
but then-
Oh.
No.
Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
So she says, "Can I bring my baby?" She's like, "Well," he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, no."
Quinn.
Maybe there's time we can get your baby.
Well, he's just like, it's
He's
too
always too
dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah, too dangerous. No, he does
she
say
goes, She goes, would you still want me to? He's like, oh, because he says that line about like, I've thought about coming back for you or whatever. And she was like, oh, this is, you know how you said you wanted to come back for me. And he was like, well, we can't really do that where I'm going to kind of dangerous. You
No,
gotta-
because he
you gotta
says, "Can I
be-
bring the baby?"
because of the baby.
Because of the
I mean,
baby,
yeah,
so-
you
That's what
shouldn't
I
bring
mean.
that baby sliding.
You
If it
shouldn't.
was just her, he would have taken her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. As soon as he finds out she has a kid, he's like, oh, never
Well, you
mind.
can't bring the kid
Well, you can't
though.
bring the baby.
You can't
No,
bring the baby.
he used that as an excuse.
He's on no baby sliding.
Oh, fucked up.
He used that as an excuse. He was like, I don't want to. He's like, you can tell by his face. As soon as she said, my daughter, he was like, oh.
No.
They coulda did it.
He was like, oh.
He's like, baby.
He looked at his watch and was like, well, I better go now.
I gotta go.
I'll leave you and your husband alone.
But Dennis is all like, he's like, you want her, you can have her, and,
And then
take
he
that
was
little
like,
bloodsucker
"No."
with you.
I'm okay.
Wait, damn.
He had all the passion he had for wanting to save her, like
Yeah.
went out the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he starts to. Oh, I guess she tells him to keep it down.
The baby wakes up, starts crying.
She starts yelling.
And
Dude,
then
I would have removed myself from the situation. If I
he should have
I
snuck
feel
out while
like-
they were
Gotta
fighting.
go.
But like he starts, Dennis starts getting physical with her, and
Yeah.
then Quinn comes in and is like, "Hey, leave her
Fucking
alone," and he
decks
fucking
her.
decks him hard.
Oh, he
Yes.
goes
Drops him on the floor.
flying.
Mhm.
And it
On
takes
his
him a
knees.
while to get up.
They're having a full conversation. while he's
You know
still on
what
the
though?
ground.
This was always like, I'm telling you, that's another example of him. Like every time somebody is like,
When there's a woman in
Being
danger,
sure- I know.
he must save
Quinn
her.
has to save them,
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, he should. insert
Well, I
himself
know
into
he
that.
shouldn't let her get slapped around.
No,
he's
so
gonna
I'm
do
glad
something.
he does, but
Yeah, so he does take Daelin and the baby. They go and they end up
Oh,
like
yeah,
in the,
he's
They're in like the
like-
park. That's
I'm
like
not
the
gonna
park.
take you. I don't want to take you with me, but I'll like.
But
I'll give you
he's-
some gas
he's
money.
I know.
no, he's
Okay,
on the phone.
Here's $20.
Yeah, he's
He was on
talking
the phone with
to-
someone. So he's talking to himself in this world.
Oh,
His
yeah.
double.
I was trying to figure out before we find out it was himself. I was trying to figure out. I thought he had called.
Who else can you
somebody-
call? That's the most
Well,
logical
that's the
thing,
thing.
though.
I was like, "Who are you calling?"
Exactly. Or maybe a shelter, a women's shelter.
I was like, "He's like,
He's
oh,
like, I
thanks."
set you up with a shelter. You're gonna be
I
fine.
know. He's like, I found the phone number of a shelter you can call.
I gotta go.
I got to go. No, I think
Oh.
I was thinking he. I don't know. I was thinking he called somebody he had known.
Himself.
Who had thought I know who was like
Who he
doing
knows
good
is the
for
best.
himself. That's
Yeah.
true. But when he said it was his double, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. That's why he was like, oh, I know, it's a crazy story, huh?
Yeah, and
I
so
love
yeah,
how Quinn
you find
always
out.
believes himself.
Yeah, so you find out in this world, like it was the same thing. Like he was still
In love
his
with-
version, like him on that world was
He
still in
probably
love with
didn't
her.
tell him on that world.
Oh,
about
that
the
baby?
He's like, I'll leave that out. Let him find that out. Let him
He's
make
like,
the choice.
"Oh."
Yeah, so he basically set up this thing with his double,
They're gonna meet.
and they're gonna meet up.
It's like a
and
meet
then,
cute.
So he's all like, do you
Dimensional.
have money? You have plenty of gas? She's like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, here. He gives her some cash. She's like, no, I can't take this.
He gave her. a
He's all,
tenner.
take it. He's all, it's only a $5, so I don't know what that's gonna get you. On this world.
This is all pesos.
Also,
You just
this
handed
is
me
pesos. I don't
Yeah.
know.
So I don't know
I don't know what
the
the
exchange
exchange
rate
rate is
I don't
like
know
right
if
now.
it's really-
Maybe a couple years.
The exchange rate was super high. She's like, oh my god, I'm fucking rich.
It's,
Or I mean, no, Nueva España isn't a part of that world, so it'd be like bills that she can't use.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he sets her up, he gets her out of a bad situation. So he did some good on this world.
Yeah.
He didn't get what he wanted, but he
But
at
see,
least
at
the
this
version
point-
his version on
At
that
this
world.
point,
his
I
double.
was really upset with the episode because I'm like, what is this episode? What is the storyline? What's going
Nah,
on?
it gets back on
here?
track in the next one.
It finally kind of comes back on track in the next world, but I was like,
Yeah.
it just everything seems so random
Yeah.
in this episode.
Yeah, so then Quinn meets up with everybody at the park, and I think Rembrandt asks him how it went,
He's like,
and
okay.
then
Oh,
I
and
think
that's when he tells
that's
him
when he
that
tell-
he set him up. Yeah.
yeah,
Or he set her
it turns
up.
out that his double on that world also like was still like in love with her. So
And also never looked her up. apparently.
I know, right? So he's like, well, if anything, you have that. You did something good. You know, she got her out of a bad situation.
Turns out the him of this world is even more.
Yeah, but he's obviously, you can tell there's still some disappointment on his face that that he can't have her.
Mhm.
I mean, not him,
he can't
like
have
his double can,
Yeah.
but
That
he wants to
That's
be with her.
just, again, like, I don't know.
I'm
All
like,
of a sudden,
dude, I'm all like, your situation you're in, you shouldn't be in any relationship.
I know.
with
What do
her.
you want? Like,
I'm all like, you have weight and that's it.
yeah.
You guys are in the same boat.
Like, you can't drag another person along.
Yeah.
Also, what happened to all those other people that you dragged along in this adventure? What
Yeah.
happened to them? What happened to your dog? Where's your dog at, Quinn?
Oh, what was the dog? Henry? Yeah.
I think it's him.
Henry. The
I'm
other
like,
guy
where
stole
are
him.
they? Yeah,
Right.
you can't even keep track of a dog. You think you want to take a whole other person with you?
So they hit the timer and they open up the portal. They jump in, and then everything, and then you see the portal going like backwards.
So we're in the
like we're in the
portal.
Yeah,
portal.
well, originally
POV.
they go forward.
Yeah, they're going
and
forward, and then it switches, and then like the portal, like it looks like you're going backwards. POV,
Yeah.
And
Did a
then,
mummy the right man.
and then they just like it's Quinn, the professor, and Rembrandt, and all of a sudden they're just like standing like in a cell,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
they're all like in jail clothes. The jail, they're in some
They're
some
in
They also have
some
no
denim.
memories.
They're in what would be the Alcatraz uniform. That is the.
well, they're in
Well, I think that was
they're in
just
San
old-timey,
Quentin.
like I think that was
Yeah, I
old-timey
guess
prison
so.
uniform.
Yeah, so they're in San Quentin prison.
96?
They're
Wow.
trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Where's Wade? Because they call out for Wade, and the Rembrandt's like, "Where? She's not close enough to hear us." And then they're trying to figure out what the hell they're doing in there. And I think what Quinn pulls out the timer,
It's in
and
his
he
back
realizes that I'm surprised he still had the timer on him.
I know.
They didn't confiscate that. And yeah,
you know where he put that, right? So
up
they
his
wouldn't get
butt.
it.
His ass, yeah.
He's all like, "Look, I've been
The old
preparing for
prison
this."
wallet.
After this episode, Quinn is the only one holding that timer from now on.
So he will have the glove. Yeah.
So yeah, it's I guess the timer's on the fritz. The numbers are just running all.
They're going up.
They're going up. Numbers are
Yeah.
running up. So still, they don't know when the time supposed to when they're supposed to slide yet.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on, and then you see the prison guard open the door down at the end of the hall of the cells that they're in, and then their lawyer shows up.
Arturo's lawyer specifically is what he says.
It says Arturo's lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and it's that same lady
Same
who
chick.
tried to help them in the
He
first world.
immediately talked
Oh,
shit
is that
about
the
her.
same? I know
Yes,
she
Yes, it's the
immediately
same
talked-
lady.
But she tried to help you. You guys weren't helping her in the last.
Yeah.
he
This
makes
is
that-
a different world.
I know, but he makes that comment of like, "Oh, if she's our lawyer, then we're really in
Maybe,
trouble."
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
because maybe you know what? I think it's maybe more because of what happened in the last one because she did fine.
No, I think it's because
Oh, no, he's
he's
definitely
being
sexist.
sexist.
Yeah,
And he's like
sexist,
a lady
ageist,
I know.
prettiest. Yeah.
He's like, she's thin, she's young, she's beautiful, she's a woman.
She don't know
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's no way she passed the bar.
I know, like he says it. I'm like, why are you so? And also, she tried to help you in the last world.
She has a
you
very
didn't give her anything.
like misty voice. Her voice is interesting, I thought.
Oh,
It's
really?
yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember her voice in the yelling part where she's like, "You gotta give me something."
Yeah, so they show up and she says that their appeal was denied, and then the professor's trying to figure out what they're in there for. She's like, "Would you be able to give me a copy of the files,
transcript,
of the transcripts, just so they
and,
can see what they were accused of?"
Mhm.
And so she gives them that, and then she leaves. And then it cuts to a little bit later. You still don't know where Wade's at right now.
Yeah.
They're still in the cell.
yeah, but they've
and
read through.
They
the-
read through it, so they've been accused of
Shooting.
shooting an officer. The officer who used to is Daelin.
Specifically
this world.
Quinn, because
Yeah.
his fingerprints
Oh,
were
yeah,
found on the gun.
That supposedly Quinn shot Daelin and killed
Damn,
her,
why'd they get the other?
and
did
her
they get
his
it?
fingerprints were on the revolver.
Good buddy.
So they're
Yeah.
being accused of murder, and they've already been sentenced to life in prison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
So-
then also in that scene, they're like, "Oh, is the timer better?" And Quinn goes, "I've taken it apart and putting it back together."
yeah.
Wow, you got no tools.
He did it by hand, man.
Is everything a snapping? It's like
He's like,
I'm like, well,
like
last
a fucking
episode you
Lego.
guys need, like in that one episode with his father, like you guys needed a whole lab to try to
break it
fix
apart.
But
He's
now
simplified it now.
he's on
Nah, man.
school.
Let
It's
the
a
shit
snap
lie,
on.
bruh.
He's all it's like a Lego
I know.
set.
I'm having trouble
Oh.
connecting to the
What is up with that?
It looks
It
like
does
you
it
should
every
be
once in a while.
connected
Well, you
to
can hear the Alexa
I
going
told you,
berserk
you
right
just
now.
need to
Just
like
disconnect it when you're
unplug
not
her
using
when you're
it.
not using it.
Yeah,
There's no
but I have
reason.
to sleep. Like it,
Oh
it's
my
a
God,
whole.
it's so
It takes forever to
hard.
reconnect. Let me tell you, bro. I get annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, so then the guard shows up and he opens up their cell. And he's like, "All right, you guys are going to be arraigned," and they were confused. They're all like, "What?" He's all like, "Is this like a weird
Oh,
world where
yeah.
why would you need to do the arraignment if we've already been sentenced?"
Yeah,
So
because usually
They're
that
like-
comes before.
yeah, so they just think like that in this world the justice system is all kind of weird. So they go, and then they're in court, and then they
Same
meet up
guy.
with Wade. Yeah, and it's
Oh,
the same judge.
as the past
And
world.
then Wade's there too, and they're like telling her, she's like, "I can't believe
Oh,
we're
she
in
was
jail
like,
for
She
murder."
was worried about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because because obviously she was like in the women's wing of the
Yeah.
prison.
So she
um,
was all by herself.
Oh,
Yeah,
Can you imagine
yeah.
like how freaked all by yourself?
Because you don't know what's
no
going on.
memory.
Yeah.
Because she just
like,
appeared in the cell as well.
yeah.
You don't know what the hell's
Yeah.
going on.
Do you think she had the same outfit? You think they're wearing the same
Oh,
outfit? Jeans,
maybe.
button up.
I don't know.
That would actually
I don't know
probably
what
looked
girls.
really nice on her.
Yeah, I don't know what the girls' prison uniform would have been back then.
Yeah, I don't
I've
know.
never seen a girl's
Oh, women
prison
didn't go to
from, like-
prison back then.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So so they're there, and they do notice that it's the same judge from the previous world,
Mhm.
the one that sent them, was going to have them deported. And then as they're there in court, and they're
yeah.
trying to get a plea, like they're trying to see what
We
they're pleading.
Do get a shot before this coming from going through the judge's table, and you can see
Uh-huh.
10 different clocks that are going on.
Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of clocks.
Yeah,
right?
there's a bunch
Even
of clocks
on
on the table.
on the
that's
judges.
right,
Yeah, on
thing.
the
because I
table.
think
Mhm.
you made mention to it.
Like,
too.
why are there so many clocks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
brought that
So
up.
then Quinn looks
Looks
back
back.
at the clock, and he notices that the second timer is going backwards. And not only that, the numbers are flipped. It's like
Oh, I didn't
12,
realize that the
1,
numbers are
It was like
2.
mirrored.
Yeah, it's mirrored.
Yeah.
So the numbers are mirrored. And he's all like, this is weird. So then he kind of like puts it together and realizes that time's running backwards on this world. And then he's all like, so they're trying to get like a plea, like what are they pleading? Guilty or not guilty? And then Quinn gets up. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're guilty. We're guilty as hell." And then the professor's all like, "What the hell's? What are you doing?" He's like,
You're cooking
he's like, "Do you know what
us.
you're doing?" He's all like, "I hope
He's
so."
like, I shot her. I shot her.
So then
good.
everybody's pleading guilty, and then Rare Man's like, "Oh, I guess so. I guess we're all guilty." And
Why
then
do they have to plead guilty?
Because that's what would happen normally in street. I don't know.
I don't know.
It gets him out. It doesn't matter.
I guess.
but
Again,
he
another
realizes
weird little-
he does mention that time's running backwards. He thinks time's running backwards, and if he's right, that a bailiff is going to show up and uncuff him.
Yeah,
So sure enough,
they're out.
the bailiff comes over and starts uncuffing them. But like as they're getting uncuffed, you can see the judge and
the attorney.
their attorney, and it's like gets kind of wavy.
warped. They
Warped.
get warped.
Yeah, it's
Time is
warped.
warping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when you do the warp tunnel in Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's when you kind of see like, I guess they figured out that for them, for Quinn and them,
Arturo goes.
they're
Yeah.
going in reverse. Everybody, but as far as everybody else is concerned,
Or they're
That's
perceiving
forward.
time in reverse.
yeah,
Because on that planet, time is the
Their
opposite
their
way.
forward time is our backward.
I think it's the coolest concept we've seen.
It is a very
and it's wasted on
I
the
know,
shit
it's
of an
wasted on
episode.
this dumb love story
Yeah.
that makes no
I would have
sense.
loved a whole episode just on this.
just on that world. I guess they didn't have enough to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then the bailiff comes and then they get unlocked and then they just leave the court and then they're out walking on the streets.
And then I was as confused as Rembrandt in this scene.
Oh.
I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, he's
here?
explaining it to them that
And I think this is when he simplifies it and he goes, their forward is our reverse. It's
Yeah.
just how it is.
yeah, so like they're going backwards in time. So
But there's
then
also time jumps that are happening.
time jumps for everybody else except for them.
No, time jumps for them.
Everyone else said it's normal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
They're
yeah.
jumping back.
They're
in
jumping
time.
back in
Back
time.
in-
And
yeah.
yeah,
It's kind
everybody
of like
else
that
is
going forward.
Futurama episode, but instead of forward, it's backward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Oh, the blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of decide to stay low until the slide, and then they I guess what Quinn gets a newspaper to try to figure out.
Stay low.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't want to lay
Oh
low.
yeah,
Right.
because Quinn's set on he wants to save Daelin. That
Mhm.
he thinks he can save her from getting killed.
It's-
So he gets a
Which is their
newspaper.
weird, like
What?
he is obsessed with saving her.
He's got a hero complex.
I mean,
I've come to the conclusion he has a hero complex.
Probably.
Definitely.
because I'm
Yeah.
just like, what happened in your world with her that you have this need to save her?
I think it's just
Like,
the
did she
idea.
move
It's like
away,
a good way to repair it. I think that's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if it's somebody he cared about, he doesn't want to see them die. So
Yeah.
I guess, but even in the first world, in his mind he was like taking her away from this bad place. And it makes me think that like maybe like what was the reason she moved away then? Do you think there was like some
No, I think
that
it's
he
a
felt
normal
like he
thing.
could like he
I don't know. Well, as in the last world, when it was reversed and it was Quinn who was moved away, he moved to Seattle because Quinn's dad had got a job
So
in
maybe
Seattle.
she
So
had
maybe
moved
her
away?
dad.
I think
got
it's
a
just.
job in
I've always been
Seattle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why she had to move. Obviously,
Yeah.
she had to move with her parents. So
what was
maybe
he
a
saving her
parent.
from that one? You know,
Mm.
from
Yeah, who knows? So he gets the newspaper and he reads the whole story about where the murder took place and
they give away everything. in
yeah,
that.
they had all the information on there.
Is this when the professor drops that quote or that little story?
Oh yeah, I forget the story, but it was a good story.
Oh,
It's about a man and,
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah, I've
story
heard that
before,
story too.
and I don't know if it was from him or not.
No,
Like,
it's like
What do
that's
you
like
say?
an
The man
actual story.
was this the name of the story? The man in Baghdad or the man?
Yes, the man in Baghdad.
Yeah, I guess there was a guy. There was this man who was walking in
He's
this
walking
marketplace
around
in
Baghdad.
Baghdad, and he
Yeah.
sees,
He
he
sees death
sees death
beckoning
across
him.
the street and beckoning him. So the guy freaks out and drives all the way or it goes all the way
Gets a
back to
horse
gets a horse and
and
rides all the way to
to-
this other
I forget the second
region.
place.
I forget the name of it.
Because
Yes.
Death brings up the name.
Yeah, and then he's I guess he's at home and he gets a knock at the door and it's Death. And he asks Death, "Oh, why were you beckoning me in Baghdad?" He's like, "I was just surprised to see you in Baghdad since we had an appointment, here
tonight.
Yeah, so
It's
basically
essentially like
you
you're
can't
trying,
escape death.
Not, but it's also like within this story of like there's that story of like where you're trying to run from your fate, but you run into your fate.
Yeah, by trying to run away from it, you end up running.
Yeah,
into,
so it's like that kind of concept.
Yeah, I thought it was good. That was a
It
good
was
story.
good. He's good. He told you.
Stop by
it
a
well.
destination. I feel like that's pretty good.
And then Quinn didn't hear any of that.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think
He's
it
like,
was
yeah, so
saved
you
as-
think I can save her, right?
Yeah.
He's all like, so what you're saying is I got a chance.
So what you're saying is I should save her and then bring her with us, like,
Yeah, so he
and
decides
she will be my bride,
she will be mine,
and
and
I will have her and Wave. It's gonna be a good
I'll
time.
have the pick of the litter.
It's all up for me.
And then you
He's
will
all-
still have her and bride.
He's like,
Everything's
guys, I'm
coming out
going
Quinn.
Mormon. I'm gonna have multiple wives. So he, Quinn doesn't.
Listen at all.
He doesn't listen. He still convinced that he can save her and that he's going to try to save her. He's like, you guys can do whatever you want, but I know what I'm gonna do. So, so obviously they have to go with him because he's got the timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then like I think cops start
Police,
surrounding
they appear
them.
because this is where they would have been.
I guess
Yeah.
apprehended.
Apprehended.
initially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
apprehended. Mhm.
So the cops show up and then they
They
kind of
split
like
up.
they kind of split up and run. And then
It's Rembrandt.
they said, "Oh, we meet at the park."
Oh, because they know that's
Yeah.
where.
No,
the
I
crime-
think what's his name says like, "Hey, shouldn't we go back or something?" And then he's
Rembrandt
like,
goes.
Yeah, Rembrandt was like, "Hey, shouldn't we meet up? Should we grab them again or go back with them?"
But
And he
he's
was
like,
like,
"No,
he
they-
knows we'll meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know that we're gonna meet there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then you get another time. They get another time jump, and then
yeah.
the cops like disappear,
Oh,
and
this is
then they're
when
further
the
back.
dam appears.
in
And
the
you see, you
dam.
get the shot. Of the dam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You get the shot of the dam that we've seen before already.
Oh,
Yeah, we
really?
have
Yeah,
before,
this is
don't
like
they?
the second or third
I
time.
love
now.
this dam.
I
What
think
was
this
the other time
location
we
is very
saw him?
popular.
think we're
Because they
down
even
there.
use
Oh,
that
is
same
this the
dam in
same-
Smallville as well, multiple times.
Oh, I thought you meant we had seen it in this show.
No, in the show
before.
as well.
Yeah. they've
Yeah.
seen it
Is this
before.
the same?
They've slid
do
from
we
there.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
what
we'd
episode?
seen
Do
it
you
into
remember
the
what
mistake.
episode?
Isn't it also the one? It's the one where they're getting chased down that hill.
Oh, you know which one it
Remember that
is?
one?
It's where they slide from there is when they damn that British one. The British
Yeah,
roll one.
the
With the prince.
the
Yeah, with
prince,
the
right?
prince,
Yeah,
yeah.
it starts off with that,
Oh.
right? 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
they
coming
starts
down.
off there and then they slide from
They
there
slide
as well.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
they've used
okay.
that location before.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny. They were making a lot of slams against Canada and Vancouver.
Oh, I know. I love all the Vancouver
because
jokes.
that's where they filmed
where
the
they're
show.
filming all the
That's
shit.
where
Oh,
they,
I know. They
that's
were
where they filmed
very,
the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Are they filming? Oh, that's what I was. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying they were filming. When did they move down to LA?
Third season. Yeah,
Oh shit, we're in
Oh.
LA.
you get LA and a lot of Universal backlot stuff,
Yeah. makes sense.
Oh, interesting.
and also in park Universal stuff too.
Oh, really?
We're gonna get Universal.
Yeah, we're gonna
gonna
see them ride Jaws. It's gonna be good.
and the Back to the Future.
I know.
Wow.
They used the Starway for a
Starway?
few shots.
What's the
The
Starway?
escalators.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what that
That's
thing's
what it's
called.
yeah.
Starway.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was the escalators.
Okay, so then
Amalia, heard it here
yes.
first.
So then they all
Well, it's
Do they all meet
Rembrandt.
up at the
It's- No,
park?
they don't meet up yet. It's Rembrandt and Quinn are up top. They're on the top of the hill.
Oh yes, and
Yeah.
they see
Dennis.
Dennis in
He's
this
got a
world, and he's got a
sniper.
sniper, and he's like, oh, he must be the one who kills her. So
I
they
also
go.
thought that, and I was like, "Damn, Dennis
This
is
is an
like
op.
3
It's
for
a,
3.
it's a dimensional op. It's actually
This
crazy.
guy like hates her.
Yeah.
And Quinn starts yelling, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then the Dennis is all like, "Shut up! Shit, you're gonna ruin this."
Which, if this is an undercover thing, like
he had
the
a
fact that
bad
he's-
vantage point. There's
the
so
fact
much
that he's
brush,
just
you
like,
can't
"Hey,
see
guys,
anything.
shut up,
That
I'm
was a
trying to be
horrible sniping
sneaky."
spot.
Yeah.
There's like so much trees in the
Well,
way.
He should be. Well, it's because he needs it for the
Also,
camouflage.
why
I
was
guess.
he doing the sniping? sniping? Why wouldn't he be somewhere?
I think
where
he was
could-
just doing it to cover her, just in case anything went wrong. I don't think
Yeah.
necessarily he was planning on
But
shooting
then-
anybody.
It's too
Okay,
open down there.
we'll get
Yeah.
to the part that we're gonna get to, and then I will ask my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Quinn gets down there to them, and then he realizes that Dennis is not the one who kills her because she was killed with a revolver, not a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Duh.
So
fucking
then
idiot.
Damn it, Quinn.
you see Daelin down there, and she's like in a coat. She's obviously like undercover,
She's in a long trench coat, too,
right? Yeah.
That's how you know she's undercover.
very like old school detective
Yeah.
shows. And then she's meeting up with somebody. You can kind of see it, and then they realize, oh, this is probably the guy who set up Quinn, which is weird. It's like, how did that even happen?
You also don't
Yeah, how
see
did
it
that
how did
happen.
they
Do
even
you
get his
think he-
fingerprints on the revolver?
Do you think he
You
like
knock him out?
knocked him out
Yeah.
and then he got his hand and was like,
I don't
there
know.
you go.
But then
But-
wouldn't Dennis? This is where I thought then Dennis was gonna be revealed as like a snitch. Or,
Yeah, right?
I also
Like he's
thought
working
that
for the
too.
mob.
Oh,
or
like
some shit.
a double agent.
Like,
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
a
he
dirty
was
cop.
gonna
Yeah,
be-
dirty cop.
I thought that's what it was gonna be then. I'm like, oh, Dennis is the dirty cop. But no, he is.
Yeah.
He's a
We
good
get
guy.
nothing from them.
Yeah, so
Fucking
Quinn
shit shot.
like very irresponsibly just runs down there and is all like, Daelin, watch out, it's a setup.
Yeah.
And then he gives the guy, like, she's about to pull her gun, and then the other guy pulls his gun first and shoots her. And you're like, oh, great, look what you did. But luckily, it wasn't like a death shot or anything,
Not
like
luckily,
a killing
honestly.
blow.
Unluckily, it
I
should have been
know.
a death blow.
I know, right? He should have had a perfect shot, but like,
Yeah.
no, he just shot her in the shoulder. And then I think
So then Dennis shoots him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis
So
shoots
he
the guy,
kills
or
him,
does
yeah.
Quinn beat his ass?
No, he dies.
Oh, that guy dies.
And then
Oh yeah,
she
'cause
gets
she,
mad.
yeah, she gets
Oh,
mad.
yeah.
She gets mad because she was like, "You ruined this. He would have given us all the
Info.
intel we needed."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that was the case, again, why was he up there as a sniper?
Just
I
in
think
case
just
things
cover,
did go
just
bad.
cover. He was
I
just
think he
covering
was
her.
supposed to shoot that guy's gun off his hand.
No,
You think-
you
I think
don't
that
know.
shot-
That is
No,
too
that
No,
small.
I
of a-
think
Black
I don't
man,
think he was
though.
like I said. I don't
He's
think.
up. He's up. You hadn't have ruined it. I would have gotten his
Yeah.
hand.
You don't know what he's back.
No, I think he was just there as support and just to be on the lookout, just in case
Yeah.
he did try anything. Like,
But
she
if he
had-
did
she had
try
backup.
anything like he did and shoot her,
You know what he should have done? Originally, he probably
I
would have
don't
like
know.
shot him in the leg, because then that would have fucked him up and would have.
I don't think. I
Yeah.
feel
shot.
cops are always told to like shoot
Yeah.
to kill.
So Quinn was all like, always like, no, it was a setup. He was gonna kill you the second you weren't gonna leave here alive.
How do you know that?
And then so then she's fine obviously in this world, and then a bunch of like police show up and stuff like that, and then they kind of
And no
just
one-
walk
no
away.
one cares about.
Yeah, they
Quinn
don't
in
notice
this
them.
group.
Yeah, they they just like interfered with the police thing and got
Like a
got
police
her shot,
thing.
and then they just kind of walk away, and then they also
They're
Quinn
like,
and them
"Oh,
just
get
walk
out
away,
of here!"
and they like go more towards the dam, and then the timer's like about to hit 0, and they're gonna slide out of there.
Time tear.
Yeah, so they that's right.
Fucking
Since
crazy shot
since
I've ever seen.
yeah, what they look up into the sky, and like the sky
He's like, "Oh, 'cause
The
I
stars
opening
themselves
up?
open
Quinn is
up.
kind of happy because he's like, "I did it, Professor. I saved him." But I guess initially the professor was like, "You don't know what kind of consequences you're gonna
Yeah.
get from messing with this time."
yeah.
And then he's like, "I did it, Professor. Aren't you proud of me?" And Professor's like, "You ripped a hole in space and time out
Yeah.
of me."
Like the sky opens up and you see like another Earth, and the
another
moon.
and the moon crash.
And
Does
then-
the moon crash in there?
But then like
No, then the Earth
the-
disappears.
yeah, the Earth disappears and the sky closes back up, and then the moon's just there. So it's like, okay, I don't know
Oh,
what's
maybe
going
So
on.
we just got the
you
second
know,
moon.
you know what it
It's
is?
fine.
I think he literally wiped out a whole other universe where that shit. Since that shit didn't
Oh,
happen,
maybe.
that whole other universe is gone. Like that world doesn't exist anymore.
Maybe.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
But then that would have been their world.
No,
I
because
don't
at this
know.
point they're now on a different world
I
because
guess.
he's made it a different world.
But either way,
Either way,
his
Quinn's all like,
Action is
oh,
so.
I know.
I know.
His reaction is, "Wow."
And then they
He's all,
yes,
oh.
yes, he literally just goes on, and then they shoot the portal.
I know that the
Yeah.
well, the portal shoots itself, I guess.
He's just kind of like, whoa.
I've been like,
He's
holy
all,
shit!
That's so wild and wacky.
Yeah.
He's like, it looks like that's their
I
problem.
know. He's all up.
Yeah, so they open up the portal, and then it kind of opens up kind of far away, and they're like, "How are we supposed to get to that?" And then Wade's all like, "Why are we being pulled towards it?" And then she's kind of like fake throwing herself, like,
She's
"Oh,
all,
oh."
whoa.
And then the person's like, "Who cares? Just go with it." So then like Quinn's the first one that gets sucked up. What do you think they had like on some wire or something? Just
I don't
pulled
know.
him?
I
Yeah, they
do
probably
wonder
just
how they
fucking
do
pulled
Yeah,
that.
right?
I think that's the only one that you see, though, no?
Yeah, he's the only one you see like get sucked up like that.
They're like, look, you get top billing in
And
the
then
show.
you-
You have to do all this.
And then you just kind of hear them, everybody else, like kind of
And then
like get
credits.
go into the
and then
portal.
everybody,
Go
all
into
the
the
cops
portal.
are just kind of.
Everybody just kind of looking like,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't
That's
try to
everyone's
get the girl
reaction
to
to the
come with him
portal.
this time.
no, I think he was kind of over it.
Also, like the
Three
fact that
worlds.
Dennis has been with her in all of the 3 worlds.
It's like,
I'm
dude, you
bro,
guys
you're
aren't meant
not
to be
her
together. It's
person.
Dennis. Dennis is the
Dennis
one.
and her are met.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so they get into their portal and then they land on a new world, like in a clearing, and then they all kind of look like they landed like perfectly standing up, right? Like nothing too crazy. None of them got thrown or anything like that. Everybody was kind of like doop doop, just a couple steps and they're standing right there.
Yeah. I think Q got it the worst because when you see him, he is kind of like stretching. He's like kind of like
Maybe.
"Ugh," you know. So I think maybe something happened with. Maybe they all landed on him this time.
And then
We find out we're on this world for 3 days, 7 hours, and 14 minutes.
and that does Rembrandt tell him if he's gonna look her up again?
Oh yeah, he's like, oh, maybe your girl's on this world, and
He's
he's
like,
all
I'm
like, he's
Yeah, he's
like, I'm
kinda got-
over 3, I'm good.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, he was kind of over it at this point. He's like,
He's like
We're not meant
probably
to
as a
be.
baby. In
he's
this
like, I'm not
one.
even gonna try it.
Then it-
Yeah.
That's it.
So
Also-
yeah, that was it.
So then they never make mention to the fact that he destroyed a whole world.
No,
Yeah,
No.
whatever. Doesn't
they
matter.
didn't make a big deal about it when they were there on it.
I know. Damn.
It's like his love child. In another world,
I
man.
know,
It
like,
doesn't matter.
but they don't know about the love child. They were like, I'm surprised I'm not in a single world where they like,
I know, like, even the
damn, that was
professor's not
crazy,
like,
right?
Do you know what you just did?
Yeah, like no one, he doesn't
Mr.
yell at him.
Mallory.
He's on
Yeah.
Dad Quinn. Don't do that anymore.
He's like, what did I tell you about tearing holes in universes? Jesus.
Or like I
Second
feel like
time.
I feel like this would have been the perfect time for the professor to be like, see, this is why I tell you guys not to get involved. You see what happens?
You start
That's what I would have
ripping
said.
holes in universes and getting people killed.
Yeah.
That effect was so funny.
I know it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But again, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
You can't be too harsh on
And
them.
that was it. That was the end of the episode. That's the season finale.
See, this is
yeah.
why I
Yeah.
think that close-up picture of Quinn and Wade
Wade.
would have been a better thing to end on.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
Than
Oh,
for
okay.
a season.
Definitely
Like
that
that's a better.
Oh
ending
yeah,
than
yeah, for the
this.
season finale.
Where
yeah.
he's just, he doesn't even say no. He's like, are you gonna look her up? And he's like, and then it just like,
Yeah,
stops.
you can kind of tell
Very
he's
You
silent.
can tell
doesn't
he
want
wants
to.
to say no,
Yeah.
but again, he doesn't even answer that. Like the episode ends before he even answers
He's all shut up, Rembrandt.
it.
We're not gonna talk about it anymore. It's the last time I take advice from you.
He's all, turns out I didn't really like her that much. I
He's
was
all, you
just
know
kind
what?
of obsessed with the
He's like,
scene.
you know what? I think I'm over it.
Over it.
Also, it's not uncommon that they meet somebody that they know.
True. But yeah, it was funny in this one that they did keep on running into the same people. Like pretty
They keep.
I think it was
running
just
into
I think it was
Rosato?
just because the situations they kept on getting themselves into, they just happened to be running into the same people again and again.
I'm like, there's a whole world where they run into exactly the same situations.
Yep, that's true.
Um,
And that's it. We are done with season 2.
Mhm.
Yep, it was good. This one, the rating was, well, they were generous, 7.4.
really?
Yeah, that's what they give this one.
It's the time thing.
Probably.
Maybe, yeah, that was cool.
They gave 7.4 to the last third of this episode. The first 2/3, they were like, meh.
Yeah. So 7.4. Would you give it a 7.4? What would you give it?
This is just barely over the good, the bad, and the wealthy.
Which was
This is a better episode than
Good and
that.
healthy is a 10. So.
That was a 6.6.
Okay, I would have given this a 6.7.
Oh, just because of the time one. at the
Yeah,
end?
just because the time thing
Kinda
was
saves
it a little
interesting.
bit.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm good with that. That's fair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did Dino get?
Oh, you always asking
Nice,
Dino.
man. Still the best
Jesus.
episodes.
What is-
7.1.
what did he say?
7.1. Dino was lower than this. The 7.1.
Dino was
Yeah.
lower than
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, Dino
Oh.
got lower.
Dino's 7.
Dino's like, that's a
Damn.
travesty.
Dino should be at least a 7.7.
Dino's like, Dino's a 10.
He's all Dino should be up for an Oscar, I think.
Man.
Can
Or
be
at least an honorable
retroactive.
mention.
That's funny.
Yeah. So then that's it. All right. So next episode it will be we're gonna do a sliders to
Wrap up.
wrap up. Just kind of go over what
I don't
the
even remember
just
what we
some of
did
the
the
highlights.
first wrap up.
How many worlds we've been through in total?
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
shoot,
go
I
to
gotta
favorite-
rewatch this whole
Our
season.
favorite world of this season.
yeah,
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
world of the season, and then just what we think's gonna happen in the next season.
Next
Season
season.
3
I
coming
think
up.
I'll rewatch the season then like during my lunches.
Just like kind of
and
skim
try
through
to,
it.
like, yeah.
Yeah. You can always just look up the.
I was keeping track of them, but like kind of randomly in my notes.
Yeah.
I wasn't
No, you
keeping
got to
a
go
good
through
track
them,
of
man.
Yeah, I got to do them again.
Um.
Should I do them in order this time? No, because I'm gonna be on Peacock, and that would be
No,
my
just
issue.
do.
I'll just the order that we saw them in.
We saw them in. Yeah, just season 2. Yeah, like when we get to the end of like the whole series, you're gonna have to do like a whole like
Total.
list of or you just do like
Where's
the number.
my notebook?
Just do a
that I had all
number.
the other
Yeah,
lists
just do a
in?
number at that point. 5
I don't
seasons
know.
in.
I don't know what notebook you were using last time.
Me neither.
Was it the Fruits Basket one?
Yeah, it was the fruits basket.
Oh, it's around here somewhere. I know I saw it.
I know. I'll have to
Um,
look for it. I always
yeah.
put it somewhere for safekeeping, and then I forget where I put it.
Yeah, so I already have the season 2 wrap up scheduled on YouTube. If you go on the YouTube channel, I have all the. If you go to the live section, live tab, you guys can turn on notifications for when we do the live streams. I think I have them set for 1 second. I have them right here.
2 weeks from the very Sunday. of 2 weeks
Let's
from
see. We go to the. I'm sorry, I got to go to the main page here.
Maybe like what the first weekend of June.
I think it's June. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, season 2 wrap up. I have it set for June 1st,
now.
which is a Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
June 1st at 8:30 as usual. And then I also have the first episode of season 3 scheduled on there for June 15th. So if you want, turn on those notifications. If you want to watch it early or listen to it early, you can just have it on in the background or do something. And then the podcast will be up on Monday, the day after, as usual. Yeah. So this one will also be
June
up.
15th is Father's Day too. So
Oh,
we'll be
yeah.
doing it for Father's Day.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully that's an episode that has to do with dads.
Oh, there we go. I was all like, where is it at? My mouse wasn't working there for a second. Yeah. So next one will be June 1st, 8:30 as usual. And yeah, that's it. Do you guys have anything else to add? No? That's
No.
no.
Mom.
You're like, Quinn, stop trying to kidnap people.
I know. I'm a little weirdo.
All right, everybody.
I mean, if
don't,
you're gonna get kidnapped by anybody,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Quinn is a good choice though.
don't forget to follow us on our socials, Instagram at slidingthroughdimensions.com. Also over on Twitter at slidinghome1. And we also been trying to add a little bit more TikToks videos, little clips here and there. It's tiktok.com/@slidingthroughdimensions.com. Yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys in the next roll. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sliding Through Dimensions for updates and extra content. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on new episodes dropping every other week. Until next time, see you in another dimension.